Cyberpunk Uncensored.
Hey, what's up everybody? This Cyberpunk Red crash course tutorial is all about the Lawman and their rollability backup. But before I get into exactly what a Lawman is and how their rollability works, let me just say don't get hung up on the name. It has nothing to do with gender when it comes to lawman or lawmen. They even say right in the book, don't get hung up on the name, call me whatever you want, a cop, a pig, a badge. It could be an enforcer, whatever you want. District PD, NCPD if you're in Night City, whatever you want to call them. But for the sake of conversation and the way Cyberpunk Red has it titled, we're going to go with Lawman just for conversation. But don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with gender. They even mention that in the book. So call them whatever you want. Sometimes I refer to them as cops too. But basically a lawman is a maximum law enforcer patrolling the mean streets and barbarian warrior highways beyond. So they're basically, as you would imagine, they're upholding the law. Unless, of course, you're, a crooked lawman, you're a dirty cop, and maybe in which case you're not upholding the law, you're manipulating the law and using it for your own benefit. And that's a type of cop that you could be. A lawman can be any style, so keep that in mind. But let's get right into the rollability backup and how that works. Basically, depending on what rank you are, that's going to determine the type of backup that you get. In the book, they break it down. They explain the different types and how that works. But before I get into that, let's get into the foundation of backup and how you use it, how that works, and then we'll get into the types based on rank and such. So anytime that you're in trouble, you're a lawman, you're in a sticky situation, you're in danger, how they have it listed in the book, and you can't handle it yourself, you can call for backup. And basically you're going to take your rank, whatever that is, and you're going to roll a 1d10. On that 1d10, you want to basically roll your rank or lower. And that means that, they answered your call. When you call for backup, whoever you're calling, your local district, your district that you work for maybe, your local police department or whatever, you're calling them for backup. If you roll a 1d10 and you roll higher than your rank, no one's answering. Now don't worry, you can call again on the next round. It's just going to take some time. You're going to be stuck in that dangerous situation even longer while you're trying to get someone to pick up when you're calling for backup. But if you roll your rank or lower on that 1d10, someone answers and backup is there. The next thing that you do is you roll a 1d6, and that determines how many rounds it's going to take before backup arrives. Now, if you roll a 6 on that, keep in mind that your backup basically is going to be a rank higher than what your rank is on what you can call. Unless you're a rank 10, you can't go higher than that. So if you're a rank 10, you're basically going to get two units of backup within that rank or whatever. And also the other thing too is when you call for backup, you can call on a lower rank as well. So whatever rank you are, you can call that backup or lower. And let's get into what those ranks are and how that works. On each rank, there's different types of backup that you can get, and each one is going to basically have their own stats. And those stats aren't as specific as like a character. You're not going to get into all the details. They're going to have a combat number. And I've gone over how a combat number works for NPCs and things like that. You're going to use that for all combat situations, defending and attacking. You're going to roll a 1d10 and you're going to add that combat number to that. That's how that works. But you don't have like individual reflex and dexterity and, individual skills to work with. You just take that combat number plus a 1d10. You use that for attacking, defending, and anything that you might have to do action-wise or combat-wise, I should say. The other thing to remember is that they're going to list their SP, HP, their move and body as well. And let me back up with that combat number. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is backup can't dodge bullets. So there's never going to be, you don't have to worry about like evading ranged attacks, okay? Anytime somebody's attacking backup, it's always going to be that DV chart for ranged attacks. But moving on, you're going to see those stats there based on whatever type of backup is there. You use those for any of their movement, body, attacking, that's their HP, their SP. And this is how it works based on the rank, kind of brackets, I guess. It's very similar to, the rocker boy or an exec, things like that, a fixer, where, depending on rank, you can pull those resources or that backup or lower. Don't forget, you can always go on a lower rank if maybe you need that more than the current. But let's go into it. Backup rank 1 and 2, you're basically going to be able to call upon corporate security, just 4 generic local rent-a-cops. They're going to be on foot. They'll arrive on the scene carrying heavy pistols and wearing Kevlar. Just basic backup. You see how that is. Rank 3 and 4, you take it up a notch. You basically get local beat cops. So they're no longer just little rent-a-cops. They're actually local cops on the beat. They'll arrive in 2 compact ground cars. And again, they're going to carry heavy pistols and armored in Kevlar. So it's very similar to the first ones when it comes to, having heavy pistols and Kevlar. But you're going to see that their skill stats or whatever, their numbers go up a little. Their combat number goes up a little bit, so they're a little more skilled. Yeah, their SP is still the same. It's still Kevlar. But their HP also goes up as well. So you see they're a little better at fighting. They're a little beefier and can take a little more damage. So they're a little better backup. You see how as you go up, the backup gets a little bit better. Going up, backup rank 5 through 7, so that's 5, 6, and 7, you can call upon the sheriff's department. That's 2 local county mounties basically patrolling and the highways and exurbs of the city. They will arrive in high-performance ground car, in a high-performance ground car, and with heavy pistols and assault rifles, and they're armored in heavy armor jack. So the SP's going up a little bit, the combat number's going up, the HP's going up, the moving body is not going up. That's actually going down from the rank 3 and 4, local beat cops. But you see that they're much better at combat. They have more weapon options. You're basically, as you go up, like I said, your backup they're getting better. So you can call upon backup and they can help you handle even more dangerous situations than lower rank backup might be able to. But going on through the chart, let's go to the next part here. Backup rank 8. That's you can call upon a recovery zone marshal. Like the marshals of the Old West, these are lone lawmen who patrol the recovery zones in new cities. One will arrive on a super bike, carrying a very heavy pistol, an assault rifle, grenade launcher, and wearing flak armor. So you see how it's really going up. The combat numbers going up, the SP, the HP, moving body. Once you get up to rank 8, your backup is starting to become you can call upon a badass pretty much. This guy is going to roll in. He's got multiple weapon options, including a grenade launcher. He's riding in on a super bike. Man, that's pretty good backup. Next step up, backup rank 9. You can call upon C-SWAT. 2 heavy hitters from the Psycho Squad will show up. They're gonna be wearing metal gear. They have assault rifles, rocket launchers, and they're gonna arrive in an AV4. So they're basically flying in. C-SWAT is no joke. They're badasses. Look at their combat number, their SP, their HP. They can take a lot of damage, and you got a couple of those guys rolling in. They're flying in, I should say, not rolling in. So they're coming in an AV4. There's a couple of them. They're straight from C-SWAT. That's some great backup. But now we're getting to rank 10. This is when it gets, amazing, real serious, national backup. You're now, I don't know, you're of that national worldwide caliber, I guess. You're rank 10. You can call upon national law enforcement, Interpol, FBI, NetWatch, that caliber of backup, right? They're serious hitters. They're going to roll in, or not roll in, they're going to fly in on an AV4, just like the C-SWAT, so they're flying in. They're going to be outfitted with very heavy pistols, assault rifles, in light armor jack. And it says here, unlike all other forms of backup, these serious hitters, they stick around. And you're going to see that they actually give you additional skills too. So this is where it gets, extra fun, I think, especially for the GM, because up until now, all backup is controlled by GM. It's very NPC-like, but it's very basic. They're backup, they come in, they help with that sticky situation, they get you out of that danger, and then they're out. That's your backup. You know what I mean? And keep in mind, you don't want to abuse that. If you abuse that, if you start calling backup every dangerous situation you get into, you could get kicked off the force. Whoever you're working for or with or whatever, they might fire you or kick you out of their group, or maybe they'll fine you. You got to start paying. And I should also add too, if you're outside of your district, you're outside of your city, you're still a lawman. You can call for local backup. You can still call for backup in that district or whatever, and it can work the same, except maybe a bill or a fee might show up at your district from that district since they helped you, or it might come directly to you, or maybe right after they help you, they're like, all right, cool, here's your bill. Maybe it works like that. And that's GM discretion, but that's how that works. Don't abuse it, but also remember that it's dynamic in the sense that you can do it outside of your local zone or whatever. It just might cost a fee. But once you get up to rank 10, it's not just showing up, fighting, helping, or whatever, and then dipping out. They're actually hanging out. They become, I don't know, part of the team a little bit. They'll hang out. They'll make sure everything's cool for that, till you solve whatever situation you're in. And if it's an ongoing campaign and you call for backup again, and it's still involving that same, I don't know, case or campaign, that same backup, once you're at rank 10, they'll show up again. That same, national law enforcement, Interpol, FBI, NetWatch, whatever it is, those same two guys or girls or whoever will show up again. So you see how it becomes kind of a recurring character, an important NPC at that point. They have a list of other skills here that you can use the combat number for. They're much more involved. So at that point, the GM is able to kind of, I don't know, work these two people as these two backups as, I don't know, other player characters in a way. Yeah, they're NPCs, they're non-player characters, but you see how they have a lot more to them, a lot more depth to their skills and ability and stuff, and they become, reoccurring. So it's not just showing up, helping get out of danger and dipping out. Next time you call, it's different ones show up, help you dip out. At this point now, you get to know them. The players will call them by name. They'll associate with them and maybe get friendly. And they'll always show up and help until that particular case or campaign is solved, or, unless they get killed in the line of duty. But that's how it works. That's basically what's up with being a lawman or a cop or a pig or an enforcer or a badge, whatever you want to call them, and their role ability backup. Check out Cyberpunk Red, the official rule book, and all the details of exactly how all that works and the different types of backup. I just briefly kind of went through it and, whipped through it to give you an idea of how it works. Hopefully it was helpful. But like I always say, check out the book to get, the full details and really set in how that works. Don't just take it by this video alone, But yeah, if this was helpful, make sure you like and share the video. Make sure you subscribe to Cyberpunk Uncensored on both Twitch and YouTube so you don't miss any of the live gameplay or tutorials or any of the interviews, any of the content that I'm kicking out almost daily. Aside from that, we do have a Discord. Make sure you join that. You can network with other GMs and players and maybe get into some gameplay. I also am now running a Patreon, so if you want to do some gameplay and guarantee it, you want to join the GM circle and player circle that we do monthly, check that out. We have a bunch of options there. I've also got the memberships open now on YouTube. That gives you exclusive content, and Ask Me Anything sort of live session monthly. It gets you all these videos 24 to 48 hours or more ahead of the public. I release everything just for members. They get like kind of a sneak peek of everything. So check all that stuff out. I'm constantly trying to expand and do more and more, and I'd love your support. I'd love you to, get more involved, and I'd love to see you around more. So thanks so much. Take care. I'll see you next time.